Bitcoin price this whole week and next week has the potential to be a fake out within a fake out, look like it turns bearish, when in fact, that bearishness going all the way down to 19.5 or 19.6 is actually a perfectly bullish daily pullback that I have a pop quiz for you. So I'm going to show you all the reasons why. Even though that'd be a massive pullback, and you would assume that this would break down, but I have a pop quiz. I think that even down to 19.6 roughly down here, which is the top of the also the top of the triangle that Bitcoin just broke out of, plus this horizontal I have here, I think this is a healthy pullback on the daily, and the pop quiz is this. Under the parameters, it doesn't all happen on Friday. And my pop quiz is why? So for example, if Bitcoin pulls back here and hits this on Saturday or Sunday, or even Monday, why would that still be considered a healthy daily pullback structurally, regardless of closures, just a level on the daily chart? But if it happens tomorrow, I wouldn't be bullish anymore. Even if it bounced from here, I would be on lower high watch. And so I will answer that question by the end of the video. And the answer will include information that you might strongly consider within your own TA when you're trying to get a feel for where price is going. So stay tuned. I'll probably cover that at the end of this Bitcoin segment of this live stream. So let's dive in and get some Bitcoin. So let's take a look at what Bitcoin is doing from a macro perspective. I'm on the micro chart. I'm going to take it off, put on a macro channel. Actually, I'll keep on that the 10 EMA. I'll go to the 4-hour chart, zoom out to the 69K top, which you will see on the left-hand side of the screen, and I'll point at it real fast. Right here, 69K top. Bitcoin right now, you can see here the highest it got in a bull trap, the very aggressive one in April. It did get above this purple line. And right now, Bitcoin is flirting with it. So from a macro perspective, this is what we have going on. And the big question in everybody's mind is, at least reasonable people. Reasonable people aren't thinking the bottom's in like and celebrating with rejoice after this. I don't know why anybody would do that. But reasonable people, the big question on their mind is, hey, I assume the macro trend will be down still. But my big question is, how high will this rally go before then turning back down? And we have my favorite option for that, where I'll start this video, is for Bitcoin, it's right at 22K. And for Ethereum, it is 1720. Unless that pullback area is hit, 19.6-ish on Bitcoin, specifically on Friday. But the timing wise, I'll cover at the end. So let me go show you why. First, I think 22K on Bitcoin. All right. And then I'll show you, if it pulls back, why that target, even though it's deep, it could still blast off to that exact point. And then I'll let you know when I think the rally would be over, and under how price would move, where I would start becoming bearish again. Let's get it. I'm going to go to the daily chart. And this is the macro channel. I think I can take this bad boy off. We already know it's at the top and it's flirting around, which adds to the idea this, this could be a fake out. And it could come crashing right back down. All right. So, in general terms, this shape right here, this is 150 days of price, roughly. This shape within it is extremely bullish. And the daily RSI is looking nice too, bouncing on top of its EMA, exiting the bearish control zone. I mean, this is pretty serious stuff. It's honestly set up where it does have the structure. It has the structure to go up to 25K. I don't think that's my favorite spot. I will stop being midterm and micro bearish, or midterm and short-term I will stop being midterm and short-term bullish at 22K for the following reason. if somebody asked me to look at their altcoin on whatever time frame and the chart just happened to look like this, even with a big drop down, doesn't matter, right? Maybe I'm on the 5-minute chart, like the candles all look the same, right? Once you're zoomed in. But regardless of the time frame, if I ever were to see this shape, like, hey, Tim, go look at MTRG or some altcoin, I don't really know what it is. From before this breakout, I gave my community update on Sunday, like 4 of them, alerting them, I think this is going to go up past 21K. All right. And here is why. So if you look at it, you have a big triangle. And if it breaks out of that, it's easily going to take out the first local high. Simple. It's going to go past it, period. Doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, the price of oil, whatever. If you have a nice shape that you get a breakout and it does get any form of continuation or it just breaks out, it's going over the first local high on whatever time frame it is. But because this one was so high, I needed to look left and identify where's the next fairly recent local high, and that's here. So typically when this happens, there's a lot of liquidity over local highs in forms of, stops and liquidation points of people trying to short into a rally. And that is going to happen just over this point right here. That's where the rally is extremely likely to go, period. Like, just, it doesn't matter. It's very, very likely to happen without, economic circumstances to kind of break that down, which could happen. It easily could happen. All right. But it hasn't happened right now. So that's 22K. That's how I got to it. My VIPs it might have been VIP call, but on Discord call, we found a way that there's a lot of there is a lot of confluence with that in terms of using fib. Even though I'm not a fib guy, I kind of make fun of people, who overuse them and use them in hindsight. Like, oh, look, it hit the 618. Well, you didn't forecast that. Like, it doesn't, who cares if you're going back in time and drawing lines? So I'm going to do this in the future, something I don't see done very often. And even though I'm not really a fib guy, but I'm going to go just a simple bullish retracement from wick high down to roughly its breakout point. And you got a lot of areas of interest up here as well where this rally could go. So the 414 is right. I mean, the 414 and the 1618 hug the horizontal I already have here. And so at the 618, just above 20, so that's 22,150. It's just above here. A lot of confluence where, even Fibonacci traders will be looking at that from a retracement standpoint. And in order to know about probabilities and try to, make a good guess on how price will react at an area, is I always go back to the basis: are multiple groups of different people seeing something at the same place, but for different reasons? And there's a lot of things to that effect stacking up. All right, because it is really just daily structure plus Fibonacci's, and there are going to be a lot of people taking a look at that. All right, so that is my area for Bitcoin. But before that happens, there could be what would be apparently or perceivably a higher low that's so aggressively bearish looking that it's going to convince people that this was a fake out and it's done. But I think that it could screw up a ton of people, and here's why. I think this could redraw big and still hit 22K easily. So if you do the, where is it? This chart, yes. So I'm on the daily chart once again, and this black triangle has been my target since last week. But just trying to anticipate how high will this go if it breaks out. Okay, and the highest I think this rally could go is somewhere closer to 23.5 at the origin line here. I don't think it'll go above there. Anyway, but my better bet is around here. Failure pattern above the candle highs, which is right at 22, and with a bullish fib retracement. But a pullback down here over the weekend, or even structurally, even Friday, but just if you can get like 2 or 3 red candles in a row, right? Just bearish days, come all the way down here to 19.6. What is that? That's just a retest of the top of the triangle. And looking at the daily structure from this point to this point, let me zoom in. What would this right here be if price went all the way down here to like 19.6, using the top of the triangle as support? What else would that be without this line here? Just looking at the daily structure. Low, higher high, higher than that one, right? So low, lower high, lower low, higher high, which means at this point Bitcoin was in a no trend on the daily. Higher low, which was confirmed probably here. So at this candle, Bitcoin was in an uptrend. Okay, maintained the higher low structure. Okay, all good. So this was not confirmed as a lower high. And then you got another higher high. So if you pull down to here, what is that? It just maintains the trend, a higher low after multiple higher highs. So don't get too bearish. And so now I'm going to zoom in on the micro time frame to show you what that looks like. And then I will wrap up Bitcoin with the timing. Why Friday? Why Friday? It's really key. I'm telling you, I'm trying to be as helpful as possible. So go to the micro time frame, throw on my micro lines again. So this is actually, I wish I could take all this off, but this is Sunday. I don't want to do it like that. So over the next 3 days, we could have 3 or 4 red daily candles in a row. And I'm going to go to the 30-minute chart. And Monday is here. So all of this time, Bitcoin could just chop around, lower high, lower low, boom, 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 hit this line, 19.5 and change, 19.6, way over here. And that's what it would look like zoomed in. The same daily, obviously bullish thing, right? And it could go down for days. And if it bounced there, it would actually allow Bitcoin to go up longer because it pulled back. Making sense? And that would also mean, Bitcoin, a lot of people might start getting bearish because it goes back below the weekly 10 EMA. But I think what's even stronger than the weekly 10, it's not an indicator, it's daily trend. I think the daily trend is stronger than, price just as a signal going under the weekly 10. I don't think I've ever said that. I always say the weekly 10 is like the biggest, baddest thing from an indicator, but I define it as an indicator. A daily high or low is not an indicator, and I think it trumps it. But a lot of people are going to become bearish or if it pulls back, and price could really scream up because of all the shorts that might be piling on, and it just blasts right, like it just massively blast right through all those areas. So watch out for that. Now, why would I be not bullish with the same pullback, which I would still remain bullish? So not 19.4. Maybe I should take that off. Boom. Let's just go like that. So if this happened all on Friday or the day after I'm recording this, why would I not be bullish anymore? Even if it came down here and looked like it bounced, I would expect a lower high, which means I'm not as bullish, right? That's your pop quiz. My answer to that is SPX weekly closure. All right, this is something I just spotted on because you're fortunate enough that I do VIP live calls, so we're hunting around for like an hour, and I can kind of show you some of the goodies we find, some of the gems from that in a more compressed sense. So the weekly closure, this SPX closes on Friday, right? And it would probably destroy, and Bitcoin follows SPX. So if SPX's rally gets just nipped in the bud by a Friday flipping the weekly candle red and creating a red closure, the chances of a green next week aren't very good. I mean, it'd be actually improbable, right? And so taking a look from current price to here, if you measure down and realize that Bitcoin's move are typically about 2 times the size of SPX, roughly 2 times. Okay, that's about, Or no, it's about 2.5 times. I'm sorry. So that's 1.25% move. Well, actually, to flip red though. So red, about 1.25% move. All right. So now we're looking at like 2.5 to 3% move on Bitcoin. To have a red candle on SPX specifically on Friday. So if tomorrow Bitcoin is, what did I say? 2.5. So even if Bitcoin is under this other line, under 20K on Friday, when SPX closes, that actually could be pretty, it might be here. But if Bitcoin comes below, is below 20K on Friday, and SPX closes red, then this pullback area is no longer bullish because of that chain reaction that Bitcoin follows SPX. If the candle flips red and closes on Friday, then SPX's rally is probably over from a probable as in statistics, more than 51% likely. Therefore, any bounce on Bitcoin here, I would expect a lower high, which would be in form of the weekly wick up on a likely red candle. And I would expect a lower high on Bitcoin. Make sense? But if Friday can stay strong and stay over here, and SPX closes green on the week, which would coincide with Bitcoin staying above 19,950 or so, then over the weekend or even Monday, if Bitcoin finds itself down here, I personally would assume it's a higher low, and that these recent highs right behind me of 21K will be taken out. And that is the answer to the pop quiz. I hope you found this informative, and go ahead for the recorded section of this. You can go to my most important crypto videos I've ever made over here. And if you want to watch my recent Bitcoin analysis as this move went up, and go click here, and we'll see you next time.